Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces December 1, 2022. With Mercury opposite Mars today, there's a tendency to nitpick, argue, and disagree. If you felt frustrated about money, respect, or ownership matters, tensions can reach a head. Buried resentment can emerge with retrograde Mars in your intimacy sector triggered. Even though this transit can be disruptive, it can also help you unpack problem areas and start the process of dealing with them. Issues of respect, priorities, sharing, and intimacy can be on the table, but as much as you want to express your frustrations, the words may not come out well. There can be money tensions, but it's best not to jump into action until you've sorted things out. As the day advances, you're also more willing to work through a problem step by step until everything's working up to par. Discussions about finances can be useful, or getting your life together in small ways can help you clear your mind. Today's grounded energy will make you feel like you're no longer spinning in the weeds. Mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger planet of the mind and communication, links greatly with mighty Saturn, the great taskmaster. Whenever these two celestial powers align, it will help you to look to the long term with your significant other. If you need to sign contracts, especially around assets, investments, or settlements, this would be a magnificent time to do so. The best laid plans have a strong union of Mercury and Saturn, and this is exactly what the stars are offering up for you now. Money matters might be the prime topic of conversation. As Mercury in Sagittarius opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini, you might feel a little uncertain about your opportunities to invest or move forward without taking on extra debt. The conversational tone is curious, forthright, and direct, perfect for being open about what you may want or need. Since Mercury also sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, this may relate to securing assets, property, and inheritances that could affect your home and family. Use these transits to navigate touchy financial subjects with blunt honesty. At the same time that Mars, in retrograde motion in your financial sector, has formed an alliance with Saturn, and this is giving you the resolve to take your financial power back, a clash with Mercury in your income sector might create some financial tension. However, just as Mars will be using this as motivation, so too will Mercury, along with the push to use his smart head for money to your advantage as he moves into his final 7 days in your income sector. The patience you have inside comes from deep down in your gut, and you may find yourself digging around in there today. Situations may get sticky, and your usual ways of getting through to people may appear, suddenly, to be useless. Be patient with others, the situation, and above all with yourself. Remember that it's not up to you to work everything out. Do what you can for yourself when the going gets tough, the tough do yoga. The opportunity to show your leadership skills in a whole different way is at hand. If you've never held a workshop or lectured, consider doing this today. Even if you provide this service to your own staff, it's sure to be something of great value. As an 8, you have a natural flair for this sort of thing, and it would be a real shame if you didn't explore it. Any nervousness is sure to dissipate once you get rolling. Be sure to prepare well, and things will go over great. In the heart of the working week, the moon not only returns to a playful and creative part of your chart today, but on the same day that Jupiter moves into his final 3 weeks here. Just 6 days after turning direct and after retrograding back out of your work sector late last month, Jupiter is on his way back. Until then, the moon has returned to help you more fully embrace these final weeks in a playful and creative part of your chart, and until Neptune turns direct over the weekend, the doors are still open to the past and second chances. In a case of perfect timing, the moon not only returns to your romantic sector today, but on the same day that Jupiter, now in direct motion, moves into his final 3 weeks here. This last visit before Jupiter leaves and before Neptune turned direct here over the weekend is giving these romantically charged lunar vibes the power to unlock a whole new sense of what's possible. Our eyes in the sky. Try to get in some light exercise before heading off to work, and try to avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee or it could lead to a case of the jitters. Today has a cerebral vibe that might get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, take a step back and rest, if only for a few minutes. Watch out for a communication breakdown this afternoon when the moon shares an off-kilter connection. Choose your words with care while this energy is present so you can avoid arguments. Your ability to understand any situation is good and you're able to undertake any sort of mental task. Equally, you're communicating without any difficulty, so possible negotiations or similar conversations turn out to be successful. You also find your general level of curiosity is heightened and you're keen to acquire knowledge and learn as much as you can. You apply yourself to a subject that has stimulated your interest over a sustained period. It's easier for you to obtain the necessary focus you need and you're more motivated than you have ever been before. Use this newfound enthusiasm and concentrate on making contacts to solve any outstanding issues needed for a successful outcome. Luckily, the energy transforms this evening, which should help you quickly release any unpleasant thoughts or situations you found yourself in today. The cosmic weather is quiet today, until Mercury in Sagittarius opposes retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking a war of words. Offensive or defensive language is unlikely to help us make our point. We are nervous and quick to anger, and although we may have good talking points to back up our arguments, we are apt to flit from talking point to talking point without finishing our thoughts. Our inability to stay on topic means that civilized discussions can quickly devolve into yelling matches. We are still in a long lunar void, of course, which began last night, and must attempt to remain patient now, even if someone is intent on getting up in our faces. If possible, avoid electing this day to finally air out long-held grievances. Guard against the perils of extravagance and overindulgence in any way you can. Your current fantasies are unlikely to be fulfilled, they're just excessively optimistic. Try not to feel so dissatisfied with your circumstances and be as realistic as possible, instead of needlessly having such impractical feelings and yearnings that ultimately don't make you happy. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. In the late afternoon, the moon enters Pisces, ending its void of course which began late last night. Over the next 2 days, our creative and spiritual senses are enlivened. This is a time to trust our intuition, examine our subconscious workings, and get in touch with the numinous and liminal. It is an ideal lunar period for working with divination techniques like tarot or scrying. Artistic pastimes such as painting or making music are also favored. If we are stressed, bathing, showering, or relaxing near bodies of water can be rejuvenating.